Hey, what's up, Slunts? Joker here. We are back with episode 3 of Slunt Tech. As always, I am joined by Kurt.
Hello, and welcome to another episode. Thanks for checking
Yes,
back.
indeed. We are back after a long week, but hopefully, trying to keep consistent with the weekly uploads on Slunt Tech, and I hope you guys do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the show. If you do, show your appreciation by sticking a like down below. Go ahead, jumping right into our first topic of the week. A little bit different for the channel. I usually don't talk about movies, but I'm a huge film buff slash cinephile, whatever you want to call it, as is Kurt, right?
I am. I'm a big movie buff.
Yeah, both of us. I mean, if we're not talking about games, we're pretty much talking about movies or frame rates. Those are basically the three. That's basically it. Other than that, I know nothing about his life besides frame rates.
Graphics and frame rates.
Yeah, I know about frame rates in movies. Besides that, details of his life are quite inconsequential. Uh, little Dr. Evil action. But in film news this week, obviously, Interstellar just came out from Christopher Nolan, director of the Dark Knight series of films, Inception, The Prestige, Memento. Just absolutely brilliant filmmaker, writer, director. Always has a tendency to make films that just really make you think and just can kind of just turn a story completely on its head right at the last moment when you least expect it. When you think you know what's actually happening, that is not what's happening. And you walk out of the cinema and you're saying, did that just happen? What happened? Like, it sticks with you for quite a while. I mean, you've seen that before in previous films, yeah?
Yeah, I think, especially with his ones, I think they're a bit of a mind screwer.
Yeah, definitely. I had to go back and watch The Prestige after seeing this, and I hadn't really given that movie its just due when I first saw it, but I just watched it last night really with an open mind and thinking about it as a Christopher Nolan film, as I wasn't aware of him really when the film came out. And it was fantastic. And Interstellar was, in my opinion, probably his best film. I mean, I walked out of the movies, I really felt like I had been on an adventure. It was that good. Like, I thought I was in outer space, and I got out of it, and I was just like, wow, now I have to go back to my mundane everyday life.
Here is really gravity. Depressing. Where did this come from?
And it really, I mean, it's like Gravity, 2001: Space Odyssey, and Inception all had a three-way, and its baby was Interstellar. That's the best amalgamation I could possibly give of this film. That's basically what it is, without giving any spoilers away whatsoever. That's what it is. And it's absolutely fantastic, and I suggest getting out to see it in cinema as soon as humanly possible so that you can avoid the spoilers, because they are out there. I saw one YouTube video where they said, no spoilers, but the title itself was a fucking spoiler. I was like, come on, you can't talk about this film without talking about spoilers, so just get out and see it in cinema. Don't wait for the Blu-ray. See it as soon as humanly possible. Moving on now to regular topics, sort of, looking at some tech news. We got Intel, who, after a 15-year dispute with Pentium 4 owners, they're finally getting the justice they deserve, and they're having to pay out a $15 settlement to every single person that owned one. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Kurt, do you think all the legal fees over 15 years for these people was worth it to get their settlement?
I think about it. Think of how many people bought the Pentium 4s. Times that by $15.
Well,
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but to the actual people that are getting it, though, like, was it really worth this whole argument over all these years just to get $15?
No, it would buy like a high-end cup of coffee and like a pat on the back, but
yeah,
that's what you're gonna get from it.
Yeah, like, what kind of satisfaction you really get. Like, they also have to make a $4 million donation to educational charities, which I guess is good. And it makes sense because probably one of the biggest purchasers of Pentiums were schools. I remember when my school got Pentium 4s, and it was like, wow, this thing is fast.
Yeah, with the fake spec they give you.
Yeah, well, I remember I had like a Pentium 3 at home. My school got Pentium 4s, and I was like, Dad, you don't understand. These things are so fast. I could load up Microsoft Word in, like, minutes.
Minutes, yeah. Well, I think I've still got one downstairs, to be honest.
I have one right next to me, literally, that I opened up because I thought it was going to be dusty as fuck, and it's actually pristine inside. Like, literally, you could eat off the motherboard. It was cleaner than my PC. But I think that has to do with a lot with the cases.
Yeah, I think that is. The other ones didn't really have a lot of fans in. They're normally just shut closed.
Oh yeah, this thing opened on like a fucking hinge. It was like it has like a clamp on the top and the bottom you push together, and then it opens up like a door. It's the weirdest looking little case I've ever seen from Dell. I've never
It's
actually
weird.
opened one, but it's pretty fucking weird.
It's better to see something like dead inside there.
Well, yeah,
Like
that's what
dead
I was hoping
mouse.
for. I wanted some shock photos.
It's like a little, oh god, a
Like
squirrel or something in there.
yeah, here's the dustiest computer you've ever seen. That's what I was really hoping for, to post that on Furious PC Gaming. And it's like, no, this is just like you could eat off of this. There's like one lone dust bunny in the corner, just sitting there,
Getting bored.
getting very bored. Yeah, bored like I am on this topic. All right, the FBI has shut down the Silk Road 2. Now, if you're not familiar with the Silk Road, basically what it is, it's like eBay for drug dealers and human traffickers. Basically, it runs on Tor, which is a private internet browser for complete anonymity, supposedly. Although now we can see it certainly wasn't anonymous for these people that all got shut down and busted, and now going to be spending several decades behind bars. I mean, as a web developer, Kurt, do you really think there's any anonymity out there? I mean, what's your opinion on the matter?
Um, the only way you can stop tracking people, or that sort of style of stuff, is by not allowing cookies through. So, or deleting them, a bit like what Chrome does with its what do you call that mode? Incognito mode.
Right.
And obviously VPNs and IP blocking. But at the end of the day, it can be traced back.
Yeah.
It always can.
If
It
the-
doesn't
if-
matter what you do.
If the FBI and the entire Interpol wants to get you, they're going to get
They
you.
will get you. Yeah, there's no question about it.
Especially if there's money to be made, and there is money to be made here. I mean, they go shut down these things, and they don't. It's not like they just shut them down and put people in jail. They also make an incredible amount of money off of all this. All that seized drug money and assets, that all goes right to the government. And that's why they do it. I mean, the last bust for the first Silk Road, I think it was like 17 million bitcoins that the American government had seized, and then they recently sold to a private person entity. I can't remember. I don't think they released his name, but they basically sold off all those bitcoins. So that's all money that just went back into the federal government, which they can use for whatever, seizing more drugs and bitcoins that they can then sell and make money off of. And it's not like this stuff is just going off in some imaginary warehouse somewhere and they're just storing it up. Like, yeah, we're just going to stack all this money here. Like, no, they're going to go out and buy fucking sweet-ass police cruisers.
Yeah, like ones you want ones in Dubai. There's like Lamborghinis and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They're amazing.
They also they just announced there was some new Ford police cruisers out that, like, where the cops are all watched, like, basically 24/7. So hopefully that'll cut down on police violent crimes on actual people that aren't doing anything wrong. But fingers crossed. You never know with the American government.
This is true.
All right, so moving along to a little bit of gaming news, a game that's very important to Kurt as well as myself, The Witcher 3. I've been looking forward to this game for quite a while, ever since I played The Witcher 2, really, which was probably the best RPG I ever played. And they're pretty much doing a big fuck you right to Ubisoft, after Ubisoft has really been in the news a lot recently for bad things, doing things that aren't really consumer friendly. And the Witcher devs, CD Projekt Red, are just coming out and saying, hey, guess what? We're going to give you all of our DLC for free, or at least 16 free DLCs, and they're going to be releasing them weekly after launch. And whether they're going to be doing expansions later on, still remains to be seen, but they're going to be doing a decent amount of content. What are your thoughts there, Kurt?
Yeah, I think this is a great move. A part of me thinks they should have been in the story anyway. Like, why are they suddenly decided to do this? And especially if it's weekly, it's almost like they've already have these stocked up. Maybe they didn't have enough time to get it done for the actual release date, which is, was it the 24th of Feb? Or something like that.
Yeah, it comes out mid-February.
So they're like, well, actually, we have these, happy.
Yeah,
even though we've already done it.
Yeah, it's the point is, it's sort of like the double-edged sword. It's like, well, are they really being that generous of giving us 16 free DLCs, or are they giving us the game and then subtracting some stuff and giving it to us later on and just saying, hey, this is free, you're getting something special. And with the gaming industry, you wouldn't be faulted for thinking that it's the latter there.
Yeah, especially when they're sometimes even on the disc already.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, you need to download this 0.0 kilobit update for this.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But I'm looking forward to the game though. It looks Looks pretty good. Looks pretty sweet. I didn't get into Witcher 1, but Witcher 2 was amazing.
Yeah, Witcher 1 was a bit different. I mean, it was still a good story RPG, but the combat was it was definitely different for the series, at least in the direction they went afterwards. The second one was definitely a lot more action-oriented. You were rolling around, and you had free control over your sword, whereas the first one was almost turn-based, really. It wasn't turn-based, it was timing-based, and it was kind of odd.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't think much of it, to be honest. Number 2 was amazing. Amazing enough to get it on 360 and then play it on PC.
Yeah, and with mods, it made it even better.
Oh yeah, little texture mods and stuff like that, and lighting. Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, I need this texture mod so that the handle of my weapon looks a little bit hotter.
Yeah.
That totally makes the game. Totally makes it.
Yeah.
Alright, so keeping things on track with gaming, which we'll be doing with the rest of the episodes. A lot of gaming news this week. Grand Theft Auto 5, set to be coming out on the Xbox One and PS4 very soon, but more importantly, the PC as well in February. So February is actually shaping up to be a pretty good month with The Witcher and Grand Theft Auto, which is kind of odd because you don't really see that many good games coming out at the beginning of the year. And we also Battlefield Hardline out in March, so it looks like it's going to be a pretty good start to the first quarter of 2015. And now Grand Theft Auto announcing they're going to be doing first person, or Rockstar announcing, I should say, going to be doing first person, and it actually looks pretty good. You've seen the trailer, Kurt. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with it, to be honest. I didn't expect it, so it was a hell of a shock to me. I was like, oh, is this some weird mod someone's put on?
Yeah, if they didn't do it, we would have. Or not,
yeah,
we,
someone would have done it.
Would've.
I think that was done on number 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And it was kind of dire.
Yeah, it was still 4 though, so yeah.
That amazing game, which didn't run on anyone's machine.
Yeah, what's that? 30 frames on 4 Titans you've got there. Yeah, well, best of luck to you. Sorry, you won't be getting a patch.
But yeah, the trailer sort of hooked me in a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I was interested in the game anyway, but now I'm just like, yeah, I really want this.
Yeah, I mean, I can't picture myself using first person all the time, but I'll definitely try it, and I think in the cars it might be good. If they do have detailed, fleshed out interiors that are varied between the different vehicles, then I think it would be nice. Because I love a cockpit cam. I'm always a bit of a whore for a cockpit cam. That sounds a bit weird coming out of my mouth, but yeah. I'm a whore for the cock.
Yeah, or even in the aircraft and stuff, that'd be hot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can see all the instrument panels and everything. That'd be...
Probably not working, just a static GIF, yeah.
Yeah, it probably won't be as good as the new flight simulator that Microsoft announced, but it should be alright.
Yeah. There's a new one? What?
Yeah, there is a new one. I don't know if is that news to you? Yeah.
Microsoft,
yeah, Microsoft is doing a new flight simulator as well. They just announced it this past week. And it's coming out in 2015.
Wow, I did not know this.
There we go. Breaking news right on Slunt Tech, at least for one person that doesn't pay attention to the news.
Oh, wow. Where did they come from?
I don't know. It pretty much came out of nowhere. I was just a little blip on the news this week, but 99% of the world doesn't even give a fuck about flight sims, so it's not really massive news, but I think it's pretty cool, and I'll probably check it out.
Maybe they'll actually make it run well for once.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe the last one actually run well. Now you've got 2 980s.
It was not GPU intensive at all.
No, what was it? The CPU was it doing it?
It wasn't multi-threaded, so it only used like 1.5 cores or something stupid.
No.
While everyone sit there idle.
Oh, that's poo.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, no, not as bad as apparently Project Titan, which was canceled this week by Blizzard. Some big MMO that they've been sort of talking up for a while now, as being like their successor. Well, not successor, but it's supposed to be their new big MMO that was gonna sort of get rid of World of Warcraft, and then this would be the whole new thing. But apparently not, because it got canceled because it was probably a pile of rubbish, and I would have never played it anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're good for MMOs, but do they need another one?
I think maybe Blizzard does. I mean, World of Warcraft is really, really just hanging on there, isn't it? It's like, how is it still around?
They haven't really done much to it, have they? Since like launch, it's like, well, we've put a few more textures in it.
Yeah,
and some massive expansion packs, which no one really cared for.
Yeah, like even the latest expansions, you're like, oh, it's like DirectX 11. It's like, yeah, but it still looks the same.
Yeah, we just compiled it against the DirectX 11 APIs.
Yeah, and you're still just doing, like, walk over here and get this for this guy, and bring it back over here, and he'll give you this. Woohoo!
Tedious online play. Sounds fun.
Exactly. That reminds me of the new South Park episode from this week. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it. It's a really good commentary on the free-to-play market, where they were actually talking about how the free-to-play market is actually just taking what like MMOs did for years, and how players would like go on like mindless raids doing stuff just to get a little bit of reward, and how that applies to free-to-play now, and the way that they use their business strategies. And it was actually a really good commentary on it. I suggest anyone that hasn't watched this week's South Park go ahead and check it out. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I need to watch that. Annoyingly, we're a week behind. The last one we watched was the quadcopter one.
Oh yeah, that was good as well.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was really good. Definitely, the South Park makers always have really good timing when it comes to that sort of stuff, because they make their episodes like weekly. When they're in a season, it's like, yep, we're just going to make a new episode this week. Like right now, they're making next week's episode as we speak. It's like, what could it be? What's happening in the news? Because that's what it's going to be. Maybe a Silk Road bust. Maybe Cartman will get busted for selling heroin on the Silk Road. Who knows?
That'd be cool.
Anything can happen. But also, keeping on the topic with Blizzard, Titan was canceled. The MMO, that's gone, that's wiped. But somehow, they've taken the engine and what was left of it, and they've managed to turn it into a game called Overwatch, which is going to be a online-only first-person shooter. Supposedly, I guess, going to be kind of in the competitive scene. So maybe it could be good for, like Twitch streaming and stuff like that. It looks like it could be okay, and Blizzard does have a good track record of turning out quality games. Depending on your opinion of Diablo 3 withstanding, Blizzard does have a pretty good track record. I think it might be all right. Decent 6v6 multiplayer shooter, because the world needs more of those, right?
Yeah, totally. Did they come up with what it was actually coming out on?
No, I don't think they did, but I would imagine at least definitely PC, and then I would guess if not PS4 and Xbox One at launch, probably later on.
Yeah, they better not put out on the old consoles now, because it would just hinder them.
Yeah, they basically haven't released a whole lot of information yet. They had one gameplay trailer and one cinematic trailer, and they basically said there's a beta coming in 2015, and that's basically all we know at this point. But it looks like it could be interesting, and based on it is Blizzard, and I'll definitely check it out. It could be good, could be bad.
It'd be nice if it was like multiplayer was cross-platform.
Oh, that'll never happen.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Not for them, it wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Not in a first-person shooter, they wouldn't have a chance. Not a chance.
Yeah.
All right, but we're going to go ahead and close out the week. One more thing is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. We've both been playing it this week, single player and multiplayer. Personally, I've been enjoying the multiplayer. I think they've made just enough advances to the series to get me to play it for about a week, and then I'll be moving on to whatever comes out next week.
Yeah.
So, basically successful Call of Duty title in my book. Definitely not as bad as Ghosts. What were your thoughts? Do you think they made enough advances in the series to bring people back?
It's a weird one, because I don't really know what they've done this time around. It's different. You know what I mean? It feels like a Call of it feels like a Call of Duty game, but it feels like a really good Call of Duty game. It feels like
it feels polished.
It feels polished like a World at War.
Yeah.
And that was the last really enjoyable one. The multiplayer is good. I'm actually physically going back and playing it, which just makes a change. I don't actually just want to sit there and play Battlefield. The disappointing thing I found, as you probably found the same, was the SLI support in it, which is kind of weird.
Well, the SLI, since they released the actual profile for it, has been okay for me. I've been getting pretty solid performance.
Oh, I mean, it's still bad for me. I'm dropping into like the 90s, 80s with 2 cards.
Oh man, poor you.
I know, 140 on one, and it's 90 or 80 on 2. It doesn't make sense.
I don't know how you live with yourself.
I don't. That's the problem. It's a first world problem.
Yeah, first world problem is only 100 frames, guys. Only 100 frames is terrible.
I mean, I've only played the first, I think, 3 missions on single player, and it's enjoyable. I mean, I want to go back and play it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, this is just grinding me down like Ghosts. I mean, that was terrible.
I thought in the single player in those opening levels, I thought they missed a good opportunity there. I was actually as they were approaching like the training areas, I was expecting to do one of the timed kill houses like in Call of Duty 4, but they just gave you like a really rubbish one where you just kind of flew around in a drone and it wasn't really as enjoyable.
There is one in like this second bit.
There's there's the kill house, but you go through as a drone, and the rest is you're just shooting the holograms.
Yeah.
I wanted to run through the kill house and get timed like they did in COD 4.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, I remember doing that repeatedly, trying to break whatever the extreme time record was or whatever for the achievement, and it was a lot of fun and challenging. So I enjoyed that, and I was hoping for one, but they gave us a little drone one, which is kind of pants.
Yeah, it was a bit poo.
Yeah, but other than that, though, the single player seems solid. The multiplayer feels quite good. At least for a Call of Duty, it still feels like a Call of Duty game, but the exosuits is really what makes it. You can when someone's shooting you in the back, you can get shot in the back by two guys and still have a chance to get away if you're quick enough, in your brain to actually think, okay, I'm going to double jump and then dash back and then come up behind them and pull out my shotgun and blast them both in the back. If you're quick enough on your feet to think like that and have very, very fast on-the-fly strategy, then you can, beat out a lot of people that might have even had the drop on you, which in previous Call of Duty games you certainly could not do that, especially with campers.
Oh yeah, sniping people. Oh god.
Yeah, but this one's good though, and
and it looks great.
Yeah, it does. It looks really, really good, especially.
It does look really good. Yeah, they dropped the shadows and stuff and a few textures on multiplayer, but yeah, it still looks good.
Yeah, and there's also been there's been some outrage from the PC community about optimization on the PC side of things as far as like mouse controls, saying that there's like this forced mouse acceleration if you have a mouse with anything higher than a 125 hertz polling rate, which Kurt and I both have Razer mice which have 1,000 hertz polling rate. I've not had any issues with mouse acceleration. Have you?
Either have I. No, it's just been absolutely fine. Wherever I point, it moves.
Exactly.
It just snaps to it.
Yeah, and I don't think I didn't do much with the sensitivity settings in game. I think I moved it up like half a notch to get it comfortable for me, and then that was it. It was absolutely fine. It felt like just like Battlefield aiming, basically.
Yeah, it's really responsive and snappy. I don't see what people are going on about, to be honest.
Yeah, as far as the multiplayer, the only downside that I've seen is something that's been there since the inception, more or less, coming full circle. They're back to Christopher Nolan, the Inception. But the peer-to-peer playing, that is what's really, I think, holding it back, at least on the PC. But Sledgehammer did say, just literally a few days before launch, that they do plan to support dedicated servers. So whether those are going to be coming in the near future or not, remains to be seen. But I think that would change a lot of PC gamers' minds about the title and get them on there and playing Call of Duty, because it is a solid title. It has solid mechanics. If they could just get dedicated servers on there so people could do whatever they want, I think a lot more people would be likely to pick it up.
Plus, for some reason, Call of Duty just seems to give the person with the worst connection the host.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, who's this? The guy with one red bar? Yeah, it looks like he would be the best.
Yeah.
Not the guys with the 4 white ones. No, those are ones, no. We're going to go with the red one for equality's sake. This is affirmative action.
Yeah, give him a chance.
Yeah, we need to give the guy in South Korea a chance to host the connection with all the Americans and the Brits on the other side of the fucking planet.
Yeah. Look at that lag. Look at that lag.
Oh, man. Dat lag, bro. Dat lag.
Oh, it's all about the lag.
All about the lag. Alright, but that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Slunt Tech. As far as new games coming out this week, really just Assassin's Creed Unity, which I'm kind of on the fence about. I think the PC performance might be a little bit dire, and remains to be seen, but I'm not really, sitting on the edge of my seat waiting for another Assassin's Creed title, but we'll find out when it comes out. I'm more so looking forward to the following week when Far Cry 4 and Dragon Age Inquisition come out. I've got both of those pre-ordered. I know you do as well, Kurt. We're really looking forward to playing those in co-op as well as the single player on both titles. So there's going to be a lot of coverage on the channel for those games, and probably some for Assassin's Creed, maybe even an Angry Fat Guy if it's that absolutely terrible. Could be.
More than definitely getting an Angry Fat Guy video.
Yeah, we'll probably get an Angry Fat Guy video out of Assassin's Creed Unity. But that is going to wrap it up. I want to thank everyone for joining us on episode 3 of Slunt Tech. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, stick a like on it below. Also, please comment. Let us know if there's anything you want to see us talk about, or if you just have any questions for myself or Kurt. As always, you can always follow me on Facebook and Twitter at JokerSlunt, or quickly get back to my channel anytime by going to jokerslunt.com. I'll catch you guys next time. Ta-ra!
See you guys later.